It's a new month, which means a new beginning that will lead to renewed focus, new intentions, and even better results. So let's get ready for this new chapter together. Hey guys, welcome back to another monthly reset video. If you are new to my channel, hi, welcome. Every month I like to upload a monthly reset routine where I go over my budget, share some of my new goals, reflect on the previous month, create vision boards, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing in today's video. But before we jump in and plan for April, we do have to take the time to reflect on March. March honestly felt so long to me. I feel like March dragged. I don't know about you guys, but the month of March always goes by in slow motion for me. Even when I was in high school, even when I was in college, I feel like March was the only month out of the whole entire school year that didn't have any holidays or time off. So I've always felt like it's just drags. And this March was no different for me. I will say that it was a pretty good month. We did have some challenges at the beginning of the month. I'm not going to lie and pretend that the entire month was perfect. If you watched my last week in my life video, I touch upon those challenges a little bit in that video, and they basically had to do with my husband getting his driver's license. If you have been watching my channel for a while, you know that for some reason getting our driver's license in Florida has been a huge ordeal and nothing has worked out as we planned, and we ended up spending a lot of money at the beginning of March and our plans just fell through, which was very frustrating and maddening and aggravating. Despite those challenges early on in the month, I still have to say that March was a pretty good month for us. I definitely hit a lot of milestones for social media early on in March. Like for example, my YouTube channel definitely saw a huge amount of growth, which I'm super grateful for. I was able to spend time with my sister. She flew down from Puerto Rico and spent a week with us, which was really fun. I even got to drive around a bit, which was also very fun, very scary for me. So even though we ended up spending a lot of money and our plans fell through in regards to my husband getting his driver's license, I'm focusing on the good part of the month. I feel like I should start incorporating Q&As at the beginning of my monthly reset videos just to give you guys a life update, because I feel like when I sit down and start filming my reflection for the month, my brain just empties out and I feel like I have nothing to say. So if you guys want me to incorporate like Q&As / life updates in my monthly reset routines, definitely let me know in the comments below and I can start that for the month of May. But overall, the month of March was a pretty good month for us. We just ended up spending a lot of money. For me, I don't like spending money. I really don't. So I'm trying to focus on the fact that we had a good month, regardless of how much we ended up spending. All right, so now let's check in and see how I did with my March goals. All right, so here are my goals for March. I just had them all on one page and then I put them into separate categories. So I have personal, finance, health and fitness, and social media. For my personal goal, the first one that I put down was to book my driver's test. And to be honest, I haven't done that yet, but that doesn't mean that I won't. I still have a week left in March to accomplish that goal, so I'm just going to leave it blank. Then my next goal was to read 8 books, and I definitely accomplished that. I think I ended up reading like close to 15 books. Quite proud of myself for that. Which means I can actually cross off one of my 2022 goals, which was to read 12 books. One of my 2022 goals are already complete. Now I just have to focus on the other goals. And then for the finance category, I put down we are only ordering out twice this month. We completely failed at that. I don't know why I set that as a goal, knowing damn well that my sister was spending a week with us in March. We ordered out way more than twice this month. Complete fail, but you know what? We can always do better in April. I am selling 4 items in Mercari. I actually did that. I think I sold close to 5 or 6 items. Honestly, I feel like selling clothes on Mercari or Poshmark is a hit or miss. Some months are really good, other months are slow, but I guess this was a pretty decent month for me selling my clothes. I am researching how much money I need to put down for a car. I actually did that with you guys during my last monthly reset video, so I already know how much I have to put down. And then I have 2 sponsorships. I think I only had one if I remember correctly. I know that I uploaded 2 videos this month that were sponsored, but those sponsorships were actually set in stone in February, so I don't think I accomplished that goal. Health and fitness, I'm working out 4 times a week, and then I'm meal planning every week. So I actually was able to accomplish both those goals. Just that one week that my sister was here, I didn't really get a chance to meal prep our lunches and dinners. And then for social media, I am uploading 4 times on Instagram and TikTok, 4 times for the total month of March. And I think I accomplished that for Instagram. Let's see. That was 3 days ago. So that's 1. March 14th, that's 2. March 13th, that's 3. March 12th, 4. March 9th, 5. March 7th, 6. March 2nd, 7, and then 8 for this reel. So I posted 8 times on my Instagram feed. Actually quite proud of myself for doing that. Didn't realize I posted that much. And then for TikTok, I only posted 3 times on TikTok so far, but honestly, the month is still young. I still have a week left in March. So I'm going to put it down as I accomplished it and then post a TikTok literally after I'm done going over my goals. I'm uploading 6 times on Pinterest. I actually know for a fact that I accomplished that. Yay for that. My next goal for social media was to have 7,510 subscribers on YouTube. You guys are so good to me that I was actually able to accomplish that like the 2nd week of March, which I'm so proud. I think we'll be able to hit 8,000 by the end of March, fingers crossed. And then my next goal was to have 910,000 channel views on YouTube. Last time I checked, I was around 925,000. So let's see how much we're at right now. Yeah, so right now we're at 933,547 views. That is insane. We're almost at 1 million views for my channel. So we did accomplish that. So happy. And then I have 4,900 followers on Pinterest. I think we accomplished that as well. We have 4,909 followers on Pinterest. Yay! I feel like last month I barely accomplished any of my social media goals, and this month we are killing it. Those were my goals for the month of March. Now it's time to set some new ones for the month of April. Alright, so I just finished writing down my April goals and it's now time to go over them. For my April goals, I kept the categories the same. So I have personal, finance, health and fitness, and then of course, social media. So for personal, I just wrote down to read 12 books. I think that's a pretty good number. And I think moving forward, I'm going to keep that number there. I also want to research 5 different cities in Florida to buy a house. My husband and I really want to be surrounded by nature, and I don't know if we're going to be able to find that in Florida. I really hope so, because we don't want to leave Florida, but we also just want to have lots of land, a lot of space between houses. So that's where the research comes in. And then I also want to research how to start a business. So my husband and I have always wanted to start our own business just so we can leave a small legacy to our future children. Legacy sounds so deep, but we both come from a poor background. There's no other way to say it. His parents struggle financially all their life. My mom struggled financially all her life, and growing up was tough because of that. One of our main goals as husband and wife has always been to build generational wealth. So not only do we live comfortably in our lifetime, but also so our kids and their kids can live comfortably for years to come, and they can expand on the legacy. And a great way to do that, one, is to invest, which we have been doing for the last couple of years. And another way to do that is to obviously start our own business with the idea that we would be able to pass down that business to our future children. And one of my financial goals for the month of April is to actually create an LLC, which I put a question mark next to it because it may be too soon to create an LLC because you do need a business name for that. But my main goal is honestly to research the process of starting a business. We don't have a deadline of when we want to open up a business. It could be this year, it could be next year, who knows? But we at least want to know what the heck we're getting ourselves into if and when we do decide to open up our own business. So that is honestly going to be my main focus for April. And then the next financial goal that I have is to sell 5 items on Mercari. I increased it from 4 to 5. My next goal is to have 2 sponsorships. My last financial goal is to focus on creating a system that allows me to track my expenses. So we actually filed our taxes last week. We normally do our own taxes, but this year was particularly hard for us. I'm self-employed and I've done a shitty job in tracking my expenses and holding on to receipts and things like that. I need to do a better job this year to keep track of all of that. So when it comes time to do our taxes next year, I'm not pulling my hair out and it goes a lot more smoother than it did this year. I have a system in mind that I think will work well for me and my needs. If I find that it does work well this month, I'll definitely share it during my next monthly reset video in case some of you are also self-employed and you need a good way to track your expenses. For health and fitness, I put down I am working out 4 times a week and that I am meal prepping every single week. For social media, I am posting 6 times in total on Instagram and TikTok for the month of April, and then I'm uploading 8 times on Pinterest for the entire month. I have 8,500 subscribers on YouTube, and then I have 1 million channel views on YouTube. I may be overachieving this a little bit. Not sure if I'll be able to meet 1 million channel views by the end of April, but you know what? We are going to try, and that's all that matters. And then my last goal for the month of April is to have 5,200 followers on Pinterest. Seems feasible. I think I'll be able to do it. Now it's time to do our budgeting for the month. I'm going to show you guys how much we spent and create a new budget for the month of April. Let me just screen record my laptop so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. This is my monthly budget template. I ordered this template from Etsy. I think it was like $4.99. I will have it linked below if you guys are interested in using it for your financial needs. But for my monthly budgets, I already went in and entered how much we spent for every bill. I'm just going to do a quick little walkthrough with you guys so you know exactly the breakdown of our bills for the month. So for utilities, I put down as a budget $150. That's exactly how much we spent. For streaming services, I put down $38.96. Again, exactly how much we spent. For groceries, I budgeted $350. We ended up going over and we spent $363 with 25 cents. But if you saw my January budget with me, you know that we were spending $500 a month on groceries. So even though we went over for the month of March, I still think it's a good number to be at since it's nowhere near $500. Health insurance, my budget for that was $219. I actually got rid of my health insurance because I felt like I was overpaying for just me, and my husband put me on his work health insurance. So it all worked out. And I think we spend less than $219 for both of us through his job. So I'm really glad I no longer have that $219 bill every month. I paid $190 for my Invisalign, which is what the bill is every month. Uber, we spent $85.89. Cell phone, $150, which I am looking to bring that down for the month of April, and I'll get to that in a second. Eating out, we budgeted $300 and we ended up spending $415, which is a lot, I know. But to be fair, my sister was here for that first week of March, and that's where we spent the most eating out and going to restaurants and things like that. PicMonkey was $12.99, which is the app that I use for my thumbnails and things like that, so that doesn't change. Flow app, which is a menstrual/ovulation tracker app. The subscription to that is $9.99 every month, doesn't change. TubeBuddy, which I use for my YouTube channel, $4.99. Doesn't change. iCloud storage, $2.99. Did you guys know that if you are self-employed and you use iCloud storage for your business, you can actually declare as an expense? I did not know that. I did that this year for the first time. Our rent, $2,400, it did not change. And then for pets, we actually ended up spending about $60, which I think budgeting $150 was a lot. So I'm going to bring that down for the month of April. What killed us this month was the rental car. We ended up spending $1,200 on a rental car, which is why I was so upset that the DMV would not allow my husband to take his driver's test. It wasn't because we rented a car. The problem with the DMV apparently is that they wanted full coverage plus bodily insurance in case anyone dies while in the vehicle. We had full coverage, and I don't understand why they didn't just let my husband take his road test when he had already passed it through a driving school, especially when the DMV road test is not even on the road. It's literally in a parking lot. I just don't understand the whole deal with the DMV here in Florida. It's really annoying. Whatever, I'm over it. But we ended up spending $1,200 on a rental. That is what hurt us this month. We spent $5,084 for the month of March, compared to February, where we spent $3,563 with 72 cents. I'm over March. Let's move on to April. So for utilities, I'm going to keep it at $150. For streaming services, I'm actually going to bring it down. We are getting rid of Netflix, honestly, because Netflix decided to increase their price for the millionth time. It just doesn't seem worth it to us anymore, because I can't remember the last thing we watched on Netflix, honestly. And I think our subscription is $16 or $15.99, something like that. So I'm just going to subtract $15.99 from $38.96, which gives me $22.97, and that is going to be our new budget for streaming services. Netflix is just not worth it, in my opinion. Their content is just not that great anymore. And then groceries, I'm going to keep it at $350. Health insurance, I'm going to get rid of completely because that is no longer a bill. How do I get rid of this? There we go. Invisalign, keeping it at $190. Uber, keeping it at $75. Cell phone, I'm dropping it down to $120. I'm getting rid of my tablet plan because I don't know why I was paying $30 extra for my iPad when I don't take my iPad out anywhere with me. And I was paying unlimited internet for my tablet, which makes no sense why I was doing that. But I finally came to my senses and I'm dropping it. So my bill will only be $120. For eating out, I'm going to drop it back down to $200, which is what I had for the month of February. PicMonkey, Flow app, TubeBuddy, iCloud storage, that stays the same. Our rent is going up in April, sadly, very sad about it. It's going up to $2,722 with 22 cents. Not happy about that, but honestly, it just made more sense for us to renew our lease than to rush and look for another place to live. So hopefully this is our last year in this apartment. Our goal for next year is to move into a house, but with the housing market right now, I'm not sure how that's going to work. And then for pets, I'm just dropping it to $60. I think that's more realistic for us. My total monthly budget for the month of April will be $3,921. You know what the sad part is? That we ended up spending more than $5,000, way more than $5,000 for the month of March because we owed a lot of taxes. Uncle Sam just came through and took a good chunk of money from us. I'm hoping that April is not a expensive month for us. I don't foresee any last minute or huge expenses that we may need to pay for. I feel like April will be a pretty quiet month for our finances, which is very welcomed after the month of March and how much we spent. Now I want to take the time to plan content for the month of April. I'm using the Day Designer Planner. This is my favorite planner of all time. And I'm going in with a pencil to just mark down the videos that I want to upload and mark them down on what day I want to upload them on. I'm using a pencil in case I want to switch things up later on and I can easily erase it. That way my planner doesn't look like a hot mess. I already have like a solid idea of the type of videos that I want to upload in April, so this shouldn't be too hard. Normally I would do this using my little whiteboard, but since there's a week left in March, I don't want to erase this just yet. So come Thursday, on the last day of March, I'll erase everything and transfer the things that I wrote down in my planner to my whiteboard. But for now, we're just going to plan everything in my little handy planner. I already messed up. This is why I use a pencil. I just finished writing in all the videos that I want to film and when exactly I want to upload them. I do have a little list for content ideas for the month of April. If there are any videos that you guys want me to film, definitely let me know in the comments below and I can add it to my list to film for the month of April. Obviously, this all may change and I may move things around, but for now, everything looks good and I'm ready to tackle content for the month of April. April is going to be a good month for all of us. One thing that One thing that I would like to start doing is to declutter at the end or at the start of every month. And I'm going to start doing that in today's video. So I'm going to take the time right now to refresh my online store. I know that I have some clothes in my online store that I haven't updated since January and I need to update that. And then maybe add some clothes that I don't use anymore or I no longer need or want. I just want to have less stuff. And I think if I incorporate this into my monthly reset routines, I will do a better job of keeping up with everything and preventing my closet from overflowing. That way I can keep everything organized and decluttered. Cleaning up my desktop is so satisfying and I love doing it multiple times throughout the month. For some reason, I'm not ready to part with this wallpaper, so I think I'm just going to keep it the same for the month of April. I don't know why, I just can't part with it right now. I think it's because my phone is green as well. I don't really want to get rid of my lock screen or my wallpaper. I'm still very much obsessed with green right now. Why does my wallpaper look purple? I promise you it's not purple. Why does it look like that? I don't know. Either way, I think I'm just going to keep my wallpaper on my laptop and on my phone the same for the month of April. If there's anything that I don't already show in my reset videos that you want me to show, feel free to leave a comment down below and I can definitely add it to my next routine video. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today's reset video. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching me get ready for the upcoming month. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. I would love to have you a part of my channel. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.